Hello, hello. Oh. Ah. So, I actually, while we were playing the outro and everything, I was looking at something that explained part of what just happened for us. So, y'all got redirected because we didn't have enough viewers or view hours, view time for things to work the way we want them to. So we do this. And I was just reading a post in communities from Parkrose Permaculture, who I follow religiously. I did not know there was a YouTube boycott going on right now. And that might actually be part of why our view numbers have stalled and dropped. So, I will be looking into this. Hey, Will, good to see ya. Ah, okay, so apparently y'all got a second notification that I went live, so yay. Oh, is it yeah, the random AI edits don't help either. Apparently, they rolled out a new age verification program right after the oldest's birthday, and people are boycotting because of it. I don't know. I did not know it had happened. How I didn't, considering, I do this shiz. Who the fluff knows? That's not surprising, Amy, the having to redo the pop-out chat. Oh, I am really glad I only hit my inhaler once earlier, because it means I can do it again. It may be, John. It very possibly was. The sticker on my inhaler is cockeyed. My husband just made a queer joke about my inhaler. I don't know if I'm more proud of that one or the fact that I was doing something that required multiple steps, and I just went step 1, do this, step 2, do that, step 3, do that, and then it didn't work right, and he's like, yeah, because you didn't do the right steps, and he quoted the New Kids on the Block step by step, and I'm like, I'm impressed. I was proud of him for that one. Yeah, that's cool, Will. Ooh, you have such a fun job, too. But yes, can we please avoid politics today? Because apparently they are even more, depressing than usual. Depressing and obnoxious. No, I thought for a long time it was, and that actually also comes from the TV series Charmed. But no, because that would mean doing a spell to attract love to yourself, or a money bowl, or any kind of abundance spells were unethical. And they're not. I don't see an issue with them because I have cat hair on me. Because so long as we continue with the concept of with harm to none, yes. Although I tend to make that with harm to none that do not deserve it. Something to that effect, Amy, yes. But yeah, ooh, hello. Need to write a note to myself. Come here, notebook. I know you're there somewhere. John asking if that was ethical actually gave me, I should make at least a blog entry, if not a short form video on witchy ethics. Magical. Witchy ethics or magical ethics? Both, because they can be separate things. Witchy and magical Ethics. That is definitely something to talk about, right? Right. Thank you, John. What the fluff? Had to wait 5 minutes. Well, weren't today's tarot cards telling us that we need to, be patient, elsewise we're going to draw aggression? Although there are times when having to be patient causes the aggression, because how many of us have watched a loading screen on our phone and wanted to hook the phone for it? We do not have the trams like you are thinking. Yeah, New York has the subway. Multiple different metro areas have their own high-speed transit. Chicago has the L. San Diego has the trolley. San Fran has BART. Portland has MAX. Seattle has Sound Transit. New York has the subway, if I didn't say that earlier. So we have different, similar things like that. But we don't. Yeah, Americans have a thing about everybody has to drive themselves, and if you utilize public transit, at least here on the West Coast, people look at you like you use public transit. That's disgusting, which is stupidly hilarious, because the West Coast is also the more ecologically friendly, environmentally aware and friendly, but yet we don't. Over here, we look down at people who use public transit. I don't know what Strode's is. I'm going to have to look that one up. North Star and Light Rail in Minnesota. Yep. The British snail. Ugh. Oh, God. Ew. What is the difference between a street and a road? Roger that. Have a good one, Will. We'll see you later, honey. Oy. See, that's something that's like we have highways. Yep. Yep, the sound transit. Yep, sound transit in the city. Hold on, Mike. Let me reread. Speed of a road. Yep, roads are. Yep. You've got it, Mike. The roads thing, that's interesting. Because, see, we have highways here. We have freeways here. We have, and then street, avenue, and road all just. Yeah, a road is like a dirt road off the beaten path. Oh, cool. Not just bikes. Thank you. Writing that down, too. I love the fact that I am learning just as much from my witchlings as they are from me. Wow. Agreed. Yes, Nathaniel, we all agree that, we have an amazing country here, but we can hate certain aspects of our country, such as the way American cities are laid out. We have so many cities here that are not walkable, or it's not feasible to use public transit. And then you get cities like frickin' New York, where if you don't use public transit, you're an idiot. Yup. Yeah, cul-de-sacs are not my favorite thing either. The number of times I've turned into a cul-de-sac and gotten stuck. Yes, Seattle has amazing public transit and walkability. But then you look at here. Nathaniel, we are not discussing politics right now. Thank you. We appreciate the thought. Seattle is amazing for walkability and transit in Seattle proper, and it's more local. The word just escaped me. But then when you get out to like our part of the county, Suburban areas, that was what I was looking for. And you get out to our part of the county where we're more rural. The buses don't run out here that often, and it's so frustrating. Roundabouts are evil. Roundabouts are evil. Avenue Road, oh my God. That's true. They are fun. I think they are both evil and awesome. Evil because in my little town, just for me to get from where I am into downtown, I have to go through 1, 2, and the third one is pretty much in the middle of downtown. They do reduce traffic and improve flow when people know how to drive through them. And you don't get teenage kids who decide to see how many cars it takes to fill a roundabout at 2:30 in the morning. Wouldn't know anything about that. Yes, exactly, Mike. It's very much an American problem. I will agree with you there. Granted, the teenagers that decided to see how many cars it would take to fill a roundabout did do it in the middle of the night. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's why that second one is the way it is, because it's not big enough for the trucks to be able to drive around them. Yeah, that's another North American thing. Yeah, they call them lorries in the UK. That's the word I'm looking for. No. This is not a pickup truck. They're referring to 18-wheelers. Yes, they did. Oh, nice. Oh, it was a pickup truck that did this. Never a pickup truck. Not a delivery truck. The number of times that the roundabout at the casino has gotten damaged because of dumbasses. Not a semi, a pickup. That is just... Yeah, that's my town for you. People are idiots. And they bitch about the number of roundabouts. But they keep putting the roundabouts in because people in this town... As Mike said, people in this town cannot handle a four-way stop either. But it doesn't work. Yep. Yep. Oh, yes. Melissa, Mimi, they do actually help improve the flow of traffic when people know how to use them. But the number of people in my town that I see just stop in the frickin' roundabout to let someone else in is just... It's enough to make me want to move back to LA and San Diego. That is interesting to know, Irish. Coolio. I feel like I know my shirt is not see-through and it's just a shadow, so. But yeah, I just... I know it is. But that did kind of... Me having driven in San Diego and LA... was such an awesome thing when I got up here because somebody commented that, I didn't want to go wherever I was going because it was rush hour. And we were sitting in traffic at the time. I don't remember who the passenger was. And I'm like, this is rush hour traffic? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, we're moving. And they're like, what? I'm like, dude, to me, rush hour traffic is where you move 2 feet in 20 minutes. Where the hell have you done that? You've never seen Los Angeles traffic, have you? You haven't seen LA, where the 5, and the 405 split, have you? Yeah, no, I never have. Or the Golden Triangle in Orange County? No, I haven't. Oh my God. Be grateful you live up here. Yeah, they're working on the diverging diamond intersection. Isn't the diverging diamond what they're doing to 18? Yes. Absolutely. You just... And even if you move over to the right-hand lane, yeah. Oh. ¿Dónde? Agreed, John. We have that on our street here. We were actually talking about that with our therapist this morning. So our backyard backs up to a lumber yard. And that lumber yard has their back driveway on the other side of our neighbor. So the trucks, the big trucks, turn down and come down our road to go over to the main drag. But our little bitty narrow ass road was not intended for these big ass heavy trucks to be driving down it 10, 15 times a day. And thus, we have a ginormous forking pothole right in front of our house. It's a sinkhole right in front of our house that every time one of the big trucks hits it, things rattle in here and it sets the dogs off. And they're barking at nothing. Wait. What is wrong with Portland, Andrea? Yeah, road maintenance is not a thing. Yep. I have seen sinkholes that we've lost cars into. I'm still waiting for Andrea to explain what's wrong with Portland. Coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Oh yeah, I-5 through Portland sucks. That's why you want to take 205 around Portland. Especially during rush hour. Again? Oh my God, Zarin. Grr. But yeah. So the reason I'm asking what's wrong with Portland is I lived in Portland. I love Portland. It is another place that I call home and know well. I spent from the ages of 11 to 14, basically, well, 13 in Portland. And then Christmas before I turned nope. Holy shit. No, I had just turned 13 my freshman year. So, basically, after the first week of my 6th grade year up until Christmas break of my freshman year, I bounced around the Portland metro. And then after Christmas break of 9th of freshman year... No, Andrea. Portland is overcrowded, yes, but there's not crime everywhere. Portland's actually doing really, really well. I could think of Susie, Steve. I've got 3 other people who live in Portland. Park Rose Permaculture. She's in Portland. It's actually doing really, really, really good. Downtown core, yes, there's a homelessness issue, but it's nowhere near as bad as people are making it sound. Portland is actually doing amazing. Portland has a small gang well, not a small, but Portland has a gang problem, yes, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be either. Like I said, I still have a large number of people down in Portland, which is fabulous. Yeah. All right, yup. They gotta show the blue cities as bad. Yes. Accounting for being homeless being a crime. Yes, that is true. Yep, nope. Crime has not been an issue in Portland in about 30 years. Yeah. Crime is at record lows for the last 30 years. It has kept going down. Now, there is some spiking because of the current administration, but nah. Portland's in good shape. And it's still absolutely beautiful. Yeah, over nationwide crime. I miss being in Portland sometimes. Man, now I want to go to Rose Festival next year. Haven't been to Rose Festival in ages. Yup. Yeah, they just want to take anybody who might have committed a crime and get rid of them. Yes. Yep, yep, yep. Exactly, such as, okay, we're going to get slightly political here, but I'm using it as an example. Hey, James, we have the incident in Minneapolis? In Minnesota, at any rate, where the perpetrator was transgender. I know. And they're trying to say that, you know, all of them are this. And then we have today what happened with a certain well-known person. They're going to try to paint that person, the person who did that, as being part of the queer community, specifically the T part of the queer community, whether they were or not, because the whole point of all of this is to otherize and criminalize being anything but cis het white Christian male. And it sucks. Yeah, and the fucking Supreme Court upheld his ability, or ICE's ability, to detain and deport people simply because they're speaking Spanish and are brown. Yes, that was who I was referring to, but we are not using names right now because A, it's going to fuck with the algorithm, and B, I really don't want to get into that particular conversation. Yes. I mean, hell, if they really were that concerned about it, they'd have been doing something about domestic violence, especially the amount of domestic violence that is in the law enforcement, firefighters tend to not be as bad, law enforcement and military communities. The amount of domestic violence in those two career fields alone is like 2 or 3 times what it is in the average community, which is really freaking scary considering my upbringing and my family. And domestic violence is probably around about 80% of all crime. And, you know, if they really, really, really gave a flying fuck about crime and about women and about all of this shit, when someone is charged, and the rare guy who is charged for sexual assault would get more than a fucking slap on the wrist. There's been another one recently. He admitted to assaulting a girl from the time she was like 5 until she was 12. And he got a suspended fucking sentence. Does not have to register as a sex offender. But yet we have to protect the children. Most cops, my father being one of the few exceptions, most cops are either the kid in high school who got bullied and wished they had a way to fight back, or they are that bully and they are going on an even bigger power trip. Do I currently live in a dangerous community? No. Well, maybe from wild animals. Have I lived in a dangerous community? Oh, yes. Thank you, Amy. Have I lived in a dangerous community? Multiple times. Northeast Portland, biggest gang territory in Portland. Downtown San Diego. Northridge, California. Yeah, I've lived in some really dangerous communities. And yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I'm also ex-military. I am an ex-military wife. Yeah. Yep, we did. The parts of San Diego we lived in, yeah. Number 14. Oh my gosh, so nice. Yeah. I know. There are many things about San Diego I miss. I'm going to take this drink so I quit talking. San Diego is an amazing city. Oakland, where's number 1? New York? The fact that, oh my god, Memphis. Okay. So, somebody was, is that per capita or where are you getting your numbers, kid? But somebody was talking about California, being riddled with crime and, the worst place in the country. And Newsom came back with, we're rated at like 47th most dangerous city, the city he was referring to. But yet this city in your state, i.e. Birmingham, Alabama, is at the top of that list. So which one of us is more crime-ridden? Yeah, that's frustrating too. John is talking about the non-crime hate incidents. That's what they're trying to do here, having police who, this is said it's not a crime actually, but yet they're going to have the cops investigating it. What the fluff? Yep, you're not wrong, John. There's a lot of places here in the States that are that way. It does. Exactly, Mike. Trying to solve the problems, getting to the root cause is a whole lot better than just slapping a band-aid on it and saying all of these people who are doing that shit are, the bad ones. Thank you, Amy. Wikipedia is but isn't trustworthy. With this one, I'm pretty sure it is. That's kind of like the kid who, he was in prison and his parents needed their wood chopped up for the winter. So, he told his dad to call the cops and say that, he knew his son had buried bodies on his property. So the cops, they all come out en masse. The wood got chopped up. Shit got moved around and put away. Sunday is going to be awesome. Dude, I don't want the average American citizen to have as many guns as we do. Because one of the worst things you can have is an untrained person with a gun. And I will bet you dollars to donuts that 99% of the Americans who carry a sidearm, the open carry hoorah type shit, goes to the range maybe once a month. Whereas if you are going to be carrying that weapon, you need to be at the range for 3 hours every fucking week so that you know what you're doing with it. There is a reason that we trained with them as often as we did. And even I was not trained as much as I wish we were. And they let people like me get away with shit like, I don't know, taking my glasses off while I'm shooting down range. I could not see the target I was shooting at. Nobody gave a flying fuck. Although that particular shot is the reason I didn't get I got the expert, but not the next one. But yeah. Yeah. Yep. That happens here in the States, John. Technically, an AR-15 is not a machine gun, but yes. An AR-15 is essentially a weapon of war. They're just shy, and they can be very easily converted into one. Yup. I already turned it off. Good girl. But yeah, I'm just. Trust me, I will once again say I am ex-military, and in my opinion, ain't nobody going deer hunting with a fucking AR-15. Because you shoot something with an AR-15, there ain't no meat left to take home and eat. Wow, that sounded redneck as all hell. Anyways, yeah. Yes, there's a good chance that the ideas that we could come up with the ideas, but the problem is, and yes, most of our ideas, if they were implemented, would probably solve a lot of it. But the problem is, it just, nobody wants to listen to us because they don't actually want to solve the problems. If they wanted to solve the problems and our government actually cared as much about children as they claim they do, we would not have enough weapons, projectile weapons in circulation for every American citizen to own 3. Which means there are 3 guns to every human being of any age in this country. And it is terrifying. The FBI and CIA sometimes listen, but not always. And I say this because there have been at least 3 school who the FBI have been notified, hey, y'all need to take a look at this kid because we're seeing some problematic shit. And the FBI is like, okay. Never get around to doing so, and 6 months later, his face is plastered all over the TV. And note I say his face. Yes, the most recent one back in the Midwest was a trans woman, but 99 out of 100 people who commit these atrocities are white men. Now, people are saying, oh, well, they get bullied and they decide they're going to fight back and this and that and that and this. And I'm like, well, if bullying was what caused it, we would see a lot more teenage girls doing this shit. That's true, too. The CIA is not supposed to be operating domestically. Oh, no, they don't even really monitor the internet unless somebody contacts them and says, hey, you might want to look at that. Thank you, Mimi. Whoa, Mike. Wait, what? Michael, I want your source on that one because I am dead curious. That's true too. That is true, especially under the current administration. And again, I hate talking politics, but we are just going to shit here. And it's terrifying. Excuse me. Yes, it is sad that someone lost their life. However, yeah, I don't want to go into that one. He did so much that was so harmful to people who did not deserve it. We're not going to talk that one. Yeah, because because they're not actually interested in solving and dealing with crime. They want the opportunity to other and villainize people who don't look like them. That reminds me, when is Maybon this year? I need to look that one up. Maybon 25. It is Monday the... Oh. It is Monday the 22nd. And if I remember correctly, I believe Maybon falls on Fuzzbutt's birthday. That is awesome. I am going to message the child and confirm this. Yes, she knows. Her cat birthed him. Oh, she does. I think she does. Munchkin does. But I don't want to ask the Munchkin. Damn it. There we go. Yeah. I was bullied so badly in school. I mean, one of my nicknames at one of my schools in the 6th grade was Betcha by the Zit. I mean, I was picked on for my weight, my clothes, my acne, my hair, all of this. Yep. I am remembering the day that you got kicked off the bus because somebody did something stupid and triggered a meltdown. That's true too, James. It's not that you're not a member of this community. You're not here in the States, so it's kind of interesting, in my opinion, to get the opinions of people from outside the country who are watching us but not actually living it. So we're in here in the middle of it, living it, and we have no idea what it looks like to the rest of the world other than it looks bad. Nice. Yeah. That would be pretty much most of the members of our family. Ow, shit! I just kicked Uncle Kern's rocks. That didn't sound right. I haven't heard about that. Are we still on sub only? I didn't think so. Let me look. Oh, there we go. Well, Jiminy. That might be part of why we're not getting some of the conversation here. I think you did, but for some reason YouTube didn't accept it. Somehow we missed it. We're doing great. I'm just frustrated. Ah, yes. Amy said she had to wait 5 minutes. And that was why she commented she had to wait 5 minutes. That is interesting. Oops. See, you got suspended, not the kid who sexually assaulted you. Yeah. Yeah, and that is forking ridiculous. Yeah. Oh no! Luna has been outside. Not all of us. John is not a witch yet. But a bunch of us here are. You don't have to be. We will train you. Hi, baby girl. Were you stuck outside, sweet girl? Oh, your poor baby. Hi, Tookers. I remember that incident, Mike. Hey, Alan. How are you doing today? My poor pupper. It's been a day. So I let Luna Tuna out earlier. Took the big two out to go potty before we started stream. Luna didn't want to come in. And well, she just came in. My poor puppers. Yep. All right. I can't do Fleetwood Mac anymore. Wizards are a fantasy thing. Although Mikado gets called a wizard on a regular basis. A witch is a witch is a witch. It doesn't matter what your age, your gender, or your path is. You're a witch. We do not have warlocks. Warlocks, again, are a fantasy creature. Men, women, yes. So, let's see what else. Go, wait. Irish. Irish, are you going to sleep? No, he doesn't know sleep. I know that. I don't disagree, but a witchling is an apprentice witch. At least they are mine. So, we're doing good. That is true, Mike. Reverse the A and E in demons, but I was looking at something else, sweetheart. Demons, some pagan denominations, not the right word, but do believe in demons, but demons are more of a Christian thing. And I was just reading, I shared the post yesterday, was the anniversary of it. Someone talking about how Satanists worship Satan and worship the devil and this and that and the other thing, and got told, no, we don't even believe in the devil and Satan. So the person came back with, what religion does believe in an actual Satan then? Christianity. Yeah, they took the duality of life to the extreme. I mean, there's yin and yang. There's light and dark. Every belief system has their light and dark because there has to be that balance. Oh, James, dyslexia is fine here. We are all fairly fluent in typo. I apologize if I came across a little harsh when I said reverse those letters. Yeah, witchcraft is not a religion. The religion aspect is the paganism, and there are multiple different sects, such as you have Wicca. Wicca is one, and then you have different flavors of Wicca, such as Dianic or Hellenistic or whatever. And then you have the Norse paganism, where they are resurrecting the Norse mythology and, following those deities. You have the Celtic faiths and flavors of paganism. But the witchcraft itself, the magical aspect, that is exactly that, a craft. No, being witch is not necessarily a religion. Many pagans will refer to themselves as a witch, but no. And I am not Wiccan. I started out with Wicca, but Wicca is more the high ritual type, which to me just, my brain goes, yep, Wicca is the Roman Catholicism of paganism, and I'm not into that one. So, yeah, I rather quickly pivoted and set out onto my own path. But yeah, there is so, you know what? I need to make sure. Paganism versus what am I missing? Mimi, you are not a burden, sweetheart. Thank you for the reminder. Mimi, you're not a burden. We will talk soon. Okay, legal nature. Blah, 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 blah. Justice spells. I will look up what that needs and I will get in touch. Yes. Yes. No problems asking John. Yep. Widow, 14-year-old marriages. Yes, witches believe in something in an afterlife. Many of us. There are a couple of schools of thought. There are a large number who believe in reincarnation, which goes along with the whole concept of karma. And there are those who believe in the Summerlands, which is essentially pagan heaven. So, let's see. Some people are afraid of witches just because they know more. Yes! Exactly, Alan. That is actually where the burning times comes from. The women who were hanged, burned, stoned, whatever they were done away with was strictly because they were women with knowledge. They knew how to, and primarily one of the big pieces of knowledge that they, or categories of knowledge they didn't want women to have, was how to prevent and get rid of pregnancies, because all we're good for is being broodmares. And yes, there are different funeral rites, there are different rituals for crossing the veil, etc., etc. Hey, Coco, sorry about that. Thank you, Aaron. I love you. You are not wrong, Mike. Pagan comes from pagani or pagani. Yeah, pagani. And heathen is another similar word. Heathen literally means of the heath, which means they were the British folk who did not live in the city. And yes, pagan basically means who are not Christian. Not of the main religion of the culture. There you go. Which at the time was Christianity. Yes. Okay. My beliefs on reincarnation, and this is what I have run into in my own life. Typically, unless somebody is a brand new soul, which does not happen often, when you reincarnate, you end up with the same people most of the time. Occasionally you'll have a new one or you'll lose another, but case in point, Mikado has been my brother in another life. The man behind the curtain and I have been friends, siblings, and spouses in different lifetimes. My incubator once was my child in another life. And these are people, and these are just the ones that I interact with regularly now. We will not talk about the hundreds of people that have come and gone throughout my lifetimes. It has been interesting. Yes, chances are if you have that kind of a soul deep bond, not soul mates, that is a completely different thing. Yes, you will continue having them as a part of all of your lives. Like I said, the man behind the curtain and I have been parent, child, sibling, partner, and other interactions multiple times. That is interesting to know. And of course it was Deuteronomy. I mean, hey, pagans and Picts, yup. Honestly, John, I do think that's part of why we pop up into people's lives, or we'll stumble across someone and just, you know how you meet someone and you just instantly click? There is no getting to know you period. You just meet each other and immediately you are the best of friends. Shut up. Oh, dude, I gotta tell you about something I was looking at last night. Yeah. As always, my son is all too accurate. Yep. Actually, you and I clicking the way we did the first time we got together again was one of the things that I'm thinking, because I swear to God, Amy is my cousin. We know this. But when we are in the same place, it is more like sisters. And we just, it's hilarious to listen to us together, because the last time Amy and I spent any amount of time with each other, she was 3, 4, and did an itty bitty teeny tiny thing. And then she shows up here, fully grown adult, not to mention, Amy now. And it was like we'd known each other her entire life. Yes. 1,000,000% accurate, kid. Uh-oh, what's this? Ah. Uh-oh. Laughing at Aaron's misspelling of steak. It really is. Wait. Oh. Yes. Well, yes. Now, see, I understand places like Michael's and the other craft store that I will not name, because they were part of the group that decided that they could become an entity in a human entity, so that they didn't have to provide birth control pills. But Michael's and that, and certain other stores where you can pick up craft stuff, them starting to sell Christmas stuff in June or July makes absolute perfect sense. Because those of us who craft and like to make holiday gifts for our loved ones, if you didn't start on them the day after Christmas last year, you're getting late by the time June rolls around to make gifts. Because crocheting takes a fair amount of time to make any kind of decent gift, especially if it's a blanket. Knitting is the same. Sewing can be a little faster depending on what you're making. If you're just making clothes, you're great. If you're making something like a quilt, fuck it, you're starting at least a year in advance. Jewelry, depends on what kind of jewelry you're making, how involved it is, but that shit can take, well, hell, Mike, didn't it take us like an hour, maybe 2 hours to make a full necklace, earrings, bracelet set when you were a kid? Exactly. I wonder if she is. That would be awesome. I miss the one grandmother made me. I have not seen it in far too long. I think it's at my brother's house. Although it has the wrong name on it, so I guess I need a new one for the same reason you do. Hey, Sasa! Amsterdam! Nice! I like it. I have nothing that she made at the moment, which is sad. That's true too, Mike. Because, well, crafting is a year-round hobby, and if you want to make gifts for people, you gotta pick it up when you get the idea, or else, well, you forget. The cat is on his back, splayed, and Tookers is laying on his stomach with his head chin on his paw. My animals have swapped positions. But yeah, that is one of the things I love about going to the Pacific Northwest witches markets. Because, well, we're all usually discussing the current Sabbat, but there is so much cool shit that I can get and give people for their holidays. Yes. Oh, nope. He put his right leg down. So his front is this way, lower half is this way. I love my animals. And Tookers is wagging his tail. He heard his name. He's so cute. Ooh. Let's see what else. I'm looking forward to this weekend, though. I need to email the head witch in charge of that and ask if she wants us to come volunteer. Give me a second. I gotta move the chair, goober. Glad I looked. Okay. Yep. Come say hi. Look at this baby. Look at this Asian boy. Oh, I gotta put my glasses on too. Look at that boy. I gotta put my eyes on. Yeah. Yes, I know. You're a good boy. Big brother says hi. You say hi, Mikey? Yeah, you say hi to Mikey. Hi, baby. He loves us. Yes? Okay. Yes. Amen. Yes. Oh, he was. Oh, Irish is saying loves yours. Yeah, I said yes. I like it. I approve. Go ahead. Oh, wait. What did I just do? Okay, there's the earbud. There's the earring. There we go. Ooh. What is anthropomancy, John? That sounds interesting. I am severely arachnophobic. I will preface that. But tarantulas are absolutely adorable. Hi, goofers. You're such a good boy. Oh, Irish, go try to sleep. Hey, Irish. If you pop out of the live here, and there is a playlist of my guided meditations. Try listening to a guided meditation. That would explain why the Bible didn't want us doing it. Makes sense. Because something that gets me is it is mentioned in the Bible that some of the leaders consulted oracles. I mean, no, the Oracle of Delphi was not in the Bible. She is one of the mythologies, but still. You are very correct there. Yes. We'll talk, Mike. I really need to talk to you about a couple of things. But yes, you are absolutely correct. We do not want to have to resort to violence. However, we are animals. And when we are pushed into a corner to the point that we have no other option, we will fight back. Damn it, I know. I saw. Cheese to interpret the future. Same, Mimi. Those are my two biggest phobias. Yeah, stuffed crust Ouija board. Baby skunks are adorable. They smell foul, but they're adorable. They are fart kittens. Puppy shark. I'm gonna hurt you. See, baby animals I'm great with. The one time I have ever seen... Yes, I think so. Yes. The one and only time I ever saw my father willingly pick up a snake. The snake was about that long and about that big because it was an itty bitty baby snake. My nephew, on the other hand, typical little boy, and come on, Di. He was bringing Papa a present in the garage. Now, my dad, when he saw my nephew bringing this to him, thought he had a rubber hose in his hand until it moved. My father was even more afraid of snakes than I am. And he had a bad heart. We almost lost my dad that day because my nephew almost literally scared him to death. Thankfully, we didn't. He did manage to live a few more years, but it was fucking hilarious. That was the wrong hand for that one. See, I do not like if they're loose. I can handle it. If there is a wall between us, we're good. But my older brothers, I've told this story before, but my arachnophobia stems from a Time Life book that the actual insect on the cover of it is, maybe the size of a dime, maybe a quarter at most. But they had blown up the picture of it on the cover of the book to being like this big. So I was already kind of afraid of them, and my brothers thought it was hilariously funny to pull the book out and chase me around the goddamned house with it. As a senior in high school, I am working in the library at the high school, shelving books and shit, just helping the librarian out during my free period. And I accidentally pulled that book off the shelf and saw the cover and screamed. I have never seen that man move so fast in my life. He was next to me before I could even react any further than screaming, asking me if I was okay. And I'm like, yeah, my brothers used to torture me with this book. I am arachnophobic. But yeah, they are. Although I have to admit, I am so very, very, very proud of myself. I was at another house here in town for a meeting the other day. We were sitting on the back porch at the, picnic table. And I'm sitting there and I go to cross my legs because, more comfortable. And in doing so, I almost brushed the edge of the table. And I noticed there's a spider web there. And there was a spider in it. Now, 20 years ago, Michael would have heard me. I was over by Pam's house, Mike. But I was... Michael would have heard me because I would have screamed that loud. That day, I was able to go, oh, spider, okay. So I shifted how I was sitting, made sure I didn't make contact so it couldn't climb on me. We're good. Yes, ours tend to get swirlies. Well, there was that big one that you and Jason found in the garage, too, that you said made wonderful noise. What was I going to look at? I don't remember. Oh, that's what. Yeah. Nice. As he just said, they didn't slay a spider, it was a monster. Sorry. It was. Is that how it came about? And then, of course, Turfy JKR, one of the big bad villains in her books was a ginormous spider. I mean, I get that spiders are insect control, even though they're an insect themselves. It's true, it wasn't even really a villain. It was just a threat to the boys of the trio. Kung Fu. Oh no, I wasn't blaming her for it. I was simply commenting that, she continued the trope. Yes. Spiders bug me. Yes. That is true. That is absolutely true, Mike. Man, now I'm kind of pissed off. There was a production in Seattle of Tolkien and Lewis. And the entire play is just J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis sitting down, having a cup of tea together and talking. Might have been coffee. So, yeah. I don't have words right at the moment. As Mike said, a lot of people copied Tolkien directly, and everybody who didn't copy Tolkien directly, they copied D&D, which copied Tolkien. So it's a copy of a copy. And then John pointed out that after talking about scatomancy, he's number 2. That was one of my favorite books as a kid, and the movie. Oh my gosh. I have not watched the new one that was more realistic. Can't let that shit go, can we? No. I am in a good mood today. Ow. Apparently my finger is not. All right. Breaking and entering. Oi. Yes, Mike. Why did he read Watership Down to... No wonder the two of you are so... Although, good, John, that's awesome. Although reading Watership Down was probably better than showing you guys the cartoon. Oh yeah, Lord of the Rings. Yes, that's the Tolkien that we're referring to here. Many of us in this group are huge fans of Lord of the Rings and Tolkien, just fantasy in general. Yeah, anyway. Oh my god, I need to read that one. Going? Yeah, anyway, she's a Jackson. Shiloh's about the dog, isn't it? I think I remember it. I do not know what Redwall is. You will probably fill me in later. No. DM of the Rings. Yeah. Who's God? What? That makes sense now, Amy. I'm gonna take these out. Following woodland critters. Oh dear Lord. Yep. Nope. That starts talking to the secret of Nim. The secret of Nim. The secret of Nim traumatized me as a child. I did not know what Nim was as a kid. Then when I grew up and learned it's the National Institute of Mental Health. Yeah, no. That terrified me even more. Oh, that sounds fun. Alan, Tales of the Shire. Bad diverse. Yes. Yes. I have a few things that I want to do, and yeah. Alright, come here, you. Oh, you're a doll, Amy. I love you. I can't say that anymore without thinking of the old pharmacy tech that we had. I called him a doll once, and he's like, nope, it's called an action figure, and just kept right on talking. That could be fun. Stardew Valley is kind of cool, but Tolkienize it? That could be fun. Your fingers are dyslexic again. Horrifically racist. Yep. Apparently the Fox and the Hound is kind of racist as well. I couldn't get into Stardew Valley. I really wanted to. Because everybody I know who plays Animal Crossing New Horizon and Stardew said they're so much alike, and I just could not do it. I have it on my Switch. That is true. I figured, honey. See, Disney has its issues there. Oh, damn. See, I can deal with the World of Warcraft because I played Warcraft 1 and 2 back in the mid to late 90s. I miss those games. Oh, that sucks, Mike. I miss those games. I wish I bet 10 to 1 I could find all of the sounds from them to change all the noises on my computer. My incubator, I swear to God, that is the closest I ever came to her murdering me. So my ex-husband, Mike's father, got me started playing Warcraft 2. Vaguely. We kind of do, John. Keep going. But so he sent me the discs. Yes, this was back when video games were played via CD-ROM. And I took my mom's computer and changed all of the sounds, all of the Windows noises to Warcraft 2 sounds. When she closed a program, it was either an orc saying, "Work's done," or the human going, "Work complete." Something would happen, and I had set it up because, you know, if you clicked on the freaking human guy enough times, he'd go, "Join the army," they said. "See the world," they said. "I'd rather be sailing." And the barf was its own sound. Yeah, I set that as its own sound for her computer. And oh my god, the morning after I did that, she wanted so badly to string me up by my toenails and use me as a human piñata. My ex-husband, when the next time I was talking to him and she was screaming about it in the background, was cackling. He thought it was the best thing I'd ever done. It was great. Actually, the films is what we're talking about. Hold on. I need to look this up. I remember it being discussed. Fox and the Hound racism. There we go. Disney's The Fox and the Hound is an analogy for racism in America. So, The Fox and the Hound can be interpreted as an allegory for racism, exploring how societal divisions and inherited prejudices can destroy friendships between individuals from different backgrounds. The story contrasts the innocence of Todd the Fox and Copper the Hound's childhood friendship with the harsh realities of their adult lives, where Copper is trained to be a hunter and forced to see Todd as an enemy. While the film doesn't explicitly depict race, the characters' imposed roles and the discriminatory attitudes of the adults, like Amos Slade, create a social divide that tragically separates the two friends. Love it. Oh, God. No shit! Do not damage your discs, or else your computer's going to throw a temper tantrum at you. Cat's back. No. Cat left to go do stuff, and I said we'd probably still be streaming when she got back. So I'm saying, welcome back, Cat. I remember shit. I'm weird. My brain is being very weird today. I was just going to say something. What the fuck was I going to say? Oh my gosh. Ooh. So. Cat did work. Yay for doing work. So we were talking about doing the going through Dai's TBR pile. Do we want just witchy, or do we want witchy and yoga? And how the fluff should I go about picking the books I read? Oh shit! Speaking of pill. Uh-oh. No, the pill box is not in there. Oh, yes. Yes, see, as someone who is not trans, I never would have seen it on my own, but after it was pointed out, it makes sense now. It's kind of cool. I love the fact that art can do that. Oh yeah, I know that feeling too. Alright, oh, and I moved around too fast and now my brain is kind of wee. Wow. All right. Keymaker to Matrix. They do. Even the human ones do occasionally. Human cats. Like, you know, the bonus kid and the soon-to-be cousin kid. Yeah. Ghostbusters. My youngest child nearly lost his life, and everybody I've told about it told me it would have been a justifiable homicide. So, thank you, Andrea. I was watching the first of the new Ghostbusters movies. Not the girls, the first one that, you know, the original cast was back. And I've been watching the movie and watching it, and I know that the original cast that are surviving are going to be in the movie. I have been waiting for it the entire freaking movie. And it was up to the climax of the movie. The big fight was starting. And, oh my good goddess. My son walks up to the door, and I've been sitting there waiting for him, and I know it's any second. My son walks in the door and speaks and directs my attention that way just as Bill Murray says something, and I'm like, you stupid little son of a bitch, I'm gonna kill you. So I had to rewind and watch again, and the moment was still, it was lost, and I was so mad at him. And everybody I know has said it would have been justifiable in that moment. Ew, red hats just scare me. Oh, yes. The sequel, the ice, the frozen one, it was just as good. Wee woo, wee woo. Spawn. Wee woo. Did the machine go wee woo, honey? Hey, Simona. Not a Frozen sequel. Although now my brain is merging Frozen and the Ghostbusters. I believe it is Frozen Empire, but it was fun to watch. Yes, although I thought they were supposed to give Elsa a girlfriend, but they did not. Ghostbusters, Ghosted, Ghost Whisperer, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, yup. And Afterlife. I wonder if they're going to make another one, because seriously, I would watch it. Stormbrand Avatar. Wee woo. Oh, good lord, yep. They said they were going to, and I was so pissed off. Yeah, the Elsa's girlfriend thing was her mother, and I'm so frustrated. Yup. Actually, she didn't, Mike, and that was what everybody's complaining about. It was rumored that she was going to be the first queer Disney princess. It really was. It worked beautifully. Water is good. Hail, hydrate. Oh, shit. Di needs to hail, hydrate. It fought me. I won. Ah, Kitty! Where's Fuzzy Butts? Fuzzy. Oh, wait. Oh, he is there. I didn't know he was in his chair. Olaf needs a boyfriend. Nobody said it was sexual. For all we know, they're ace. Because it's a fairy tale, and that's what fairy tales do. No, not Olaf and Sven. No, not Olaf and Sven. No. Wait. Sven's the moose, right? That would be a bad idea. People had enough issues with there being... That's the one I was thinking. Yeah, Sven is the reindeer. Thank you. Sven is cool, but no, Sven is Sven's the golden retriever in that series. We're not gonna do anything to him. Um, the storekeep though. Reindeers are better than people. That is true. Yep. Mises are little four little furry critters that are about this big. Those are Mises. I hate those Mises to pieces. Oh no. Some of the best fairy tales start out with, y'all ain't gonna believe this shit. Yes. I am so upset. Somebody I know was going hunting and offered to bring me back some venison, but I don't remember who it was. But it's dead deer. Oh my god. Yes, the fairy tales to start with hold my beer. Ooh, elk is good too. Yeah. Let's see, what did yeah. My older brothers used to go hunting and bring home deer. Although the one time they took me with them, how the hell they kept me quiet, A, I do not know. B, it was a miracle. But I am standing right next to my oldest brother. And there is a herd of deer across the gully from us. He fired at one of them that was standing pretty much by itself 4 times. And the deer just kept munching on the grass. After the 4th shot, it kind of picked his head up and looked. My brother fired 2 more times. The deer just kind of looked over at us and walked, meandered its way because it knew my brother was not going to be able to hit it. My brother, that particular brother, I swear on my grandfather's hole in the wall, could not hit the broadside of a barn from inside the goddamn barn. The other brother, though, was like me. You know, we got our marksmanship medals in the military, but yeah, oh yeah, it was great. He was pissed. He spent the bitch fit he did about that damn deer, not beer. Anyway, bitch fit he threw about that deer for the rest of the fucking day was just amazing. And I wanted to say, you know, it's not the deer's fault you couldn't hit the damn thing, but I knew better. Oh, awesome to hear, Aaron. That is great. Oh. Yes, I can see that, Mike. You're my kid, and yeah. Oh, venison is good. You and Kat need to talk. You and Kat need to talk. That just fucks with my brain. Although, yes. Yep, Mike. Yeah. She actually wants to set up a target in my backyard because I have enough room for her to set it up. Ooh. I know someone up here, Kat. Once you get up here, we can talk. Unaware, Yeah, it's been an interesting day. We do need to get back to the range, and we need to drag that one with us. Sweet. Yeah, I was listening to Spotify the other day and thought of John because Elton John's Your Song played, and he has made that joke a few times in our stream. I believe they might also have bows because that ace has a lot of shit. You and your brother. Oh my god. My children know how to fight. Not from me, amazingly. Yes, Ace Hardware. We have a really cool Ace Hardware here in town. I love our Ace Hardware. Some of the coolest people in town work at that damn store. Better than the Ace Hardware I walked into in fucking Bellevue where they blew me off because I was a woman. That's true. That is true too. No, they don't have guns, they have ammo. Weirdly enough, yeah, they don't sell weapons, just the ammo, and I don't even know if they sell ammo anymore. I do know it's at your parents' house because Mike tried to restring it once and your dad freaked the fuck out. Yeah. Yes, you can very much ironically say that. I love it. Yeah. He does. It's a very cool fedora, though. And that was my dad's, so. The coat? Coat? What coat? I'm missing something. Yeah. His coat is pretty awesome. I will agree with that. But Amy's like, I want a long coat. And I'm like, Yeah, my dad liked the fact that you liked swords. He thought it was cool. Leather duster. The red one you wore to swirl. Whoops, no coffee right now, Di. Yes. Oh, honey. Don't waste 15 bucks on a sword that you can only hang on the wall when we've got some that, are actually practical, usable. Because, yeah. That is true. It is more of a duster. Yes. You got the hookup. Amy, I'm going to send you that picture of Mike so that you can show Kat. Because that's the easiest way to do it. Rather than flashing my child's face on stream. Because I'm smart sometimes. But Mike dressed for work? Oh shit. I don't think I have a picture. I don't have a picture of him in the coat. Well, hell's bells and tinker toys. But I do have him dressed for work. And this is so much fun when I make myself dizzy just by scrolling. Yeah, my brain is not liking the scrolling today. This is fun. Yeah, I know. I honestly... Also, the picture of me from my high school jazz band contest is in general. Ah, there he is. I found my child. Ooh, Taco Bell. Taco Bell sounds good. That's true, I could. I forgot about that. So, my incubator made a doctor-length scarf out of red yarn for the Munchkin. One of their favorite things. They are used interchangeably, but they are, technically different items. Food sounds good. Food would be very good. Hey! Yay! Alright. That is true too. And one of the... Well, actually, technically, the one across the street from where you work is not run by Mexicans. I cannot remember where the Fluff Rodrigo is from, though. But it's not Mexico. He is South American. I think Honduras... You know what? Thank you. I know King 5 did a thing Interesting. Apparently there was a Chilean poet by the name of Rodrigo Lira. Oh, he is Mexican. I take it back. He is a chef and restaurateur from Mexico City, which is cool. And is an active presence on TikTok and Insta. That's kind of cool. Not again. Alright, go get some rest, John. No, they are actually Mexican, surprisingly. Yep. Go to work. Don't want you to be late. And you know what? We need to actually wrap up. That is something else I wanted to mention. I absolutely love these, long ass streams with no set end time because they're so much fun. But with everything that we are going to be rolling out next month, we are going to be making this, we're going to be having this have a fixed end time, because otherwise I am going to sit here talking to you guys and never get a goddamn bit of work done, because I'm like that. So, starting the beginning of October, we will be doing Daily Divination and Self-Care starting at 1:30, and we will start the after show at 2 to 2:30, depending. Haven't figured that out yet, but it will be ending no later than 3:30, absolute latest, probably at 3, just so you guys know. That figures. Thank you, John. You are equally as amazing, my friend. So, I am going to say... thank you guys for being here with us. I love you so very much. You guys are the absolute best. Namaste, Witchlings.